What's up? Today we're gonna do henna freckles. I got henna the other day and I gave myself freckles, and I'll show you some pictures here. I think that they needed to be a little bit less uniform and I wanted to go in and fix them, but they faded so quickly. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna try the prep a little bit differently. Basically what I did last time was I just took my little henna cone and I plopped them on, left them on overnight, and then took them off the next day. And they were pretty opaque. They look super cute and I really liked them. However, that did only last truly 2 or 3 days. It's Wednesday and I did them I think on Sunday. I mean, that could also be just because I have oily skin or because I exfoliated this week. I don't know, I generally try to exfoliate at least once a week, but as a result, I guess I kind of just scraped away that layer. Scraped away, that sounds terrible. I kind of just exfoliated away that layer of henna. I ordered this from Henna Caravan. And it comes in this little cone, as you can see here. It's very, very cute. It's a lot of henna. This is gonna last me a decent amount of time because it's all natural, real henna. I do have to keep it frozen, so it's kind of defrosting right now. But that's totally something to keep in mind is when you're doing this, don't buy those cheap hennas from Amazon. You should invest in a henna that's a real henna that's not just gonna have a lot of harsh chemicals. This actually was super cheap. I think this was $6 plus a few bucks shipping, so in total I paid maybe $10, and that's kind of, I think, pushing it. I don't think I even paid that much. I will link this down below so you guys can have access to it and check it out. I got their lavender scented one, so when I have it on my face, it smells like lavender and it's very relaxing. I'm gonna take some argan oil. I've noticed that people have been using oils as prep. I think coconut oil is big, but as you guys know, I don't use coconut oil. Also, coconut oil is one of the more clogging oils, so it can break you out. So if you're not interested in breaking out, I would choose to use a jojoba oil or an argan oil, just a lighter oil. So I'm just putting this in just the areas that I'm gonna apply the henna, and that's literally just this area here and a little bit on my eyebrows. Not a lot on my eyebrows. I really just generally want to focus them on my nose. My nose is already naturally very oily, so I'm a little curious to see how this is gonna go. If this is gonna make them last any longer or not, I'm not really sure. Okay, so I cut the cone really small because I wanted my freckles to be small. I wanted this to be a very controlled kind of experiment, but I am making sure as I go that I do different sized freckles as I go. So I don't want uniformity really. I want everything to look natural. So actually what I'm gonna do this time is I'm just gonna go in and do whatever I think feels right. I want it to be messy and kind of all over the place and just look like this happened naturally. Okay, so now I'm done. I'm just gonna take the henna cone and like take a napkin and just wipe off the end of the cone. It's a little bit leaky. It's nothing like particularly crazy. I'm just gonna like wash my hands, and now that I'm done with this, I'm just gonna put it back in the wrapping that it came in and plop this back in the freezer. You're supposed to leave this on for like a minimum of 2 hours. It's anywhere between 2 to 8 hours. I think 8 hours is the maximum amount of time that it'll need to fully develop. Basically, once it like develops 8 hours, like it's not going to develop any longer. Under any other circumstance, I would have done this at night before bed, so I can just do this before bed and then like go to sleep with it on. But I wanted to film this during the day. I will get back to you guys in a handful of hours. It's 10 o'clock now and I have a meeting at 1, so that'll give me like 3 hours to let this develop. I don't think that there's really anything I can do to speed up the development process. This just kind of is what it is. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this turns out. I think now that I've done this before, I have a better idea of how to like make it look good this time. And I think that this time is going to be a lot more promising than the previous time. The really good thing about this henna is that it literally is, there's so much henna that I'm not going to run out for a long time. So as long as I keep it frozen and keep it fresh, I can continue to put this on my face and like maintain any freckles. So if I feel that there's any fading, I can just go in, touch some stuff up. Some advice that I would suggest if you're going to be doing any sort of like henna freckling, especially for the first time, is to look up some reference photos that you really like, so you can kind of gauge what kind of placement works for you, what kind of placement you'd like to see on your own face. For me, I like the idea of things concentrating on my nose and then kind of fraying outward or like dispersing a little bit more. I actually did a few more henna freckles this time, like around my eyebrows and my temples, which I didn't do last time. I mostly focused it on the bridge of my nose and like slightly on the sides of my nose, just before like the apples of my cheeks. And I really liked the way that looked. I'm looking for like a much more like full face this time. I'll show you guys in a few hours when I take it off what it looks like. It'll be a little orangey and kind of faint, and then I'll show you guys again in about 24 to 48 hours so you guys can see the color fully develop and oxidize and all that fun stuff. And yeah, all right, see you guys in a little bit. Okay, hello, what is up, you guys? Time has passed. It is at 2:30 and I put this on between like 9:30 and 10, so it's been like 4.5 to 5 hours. Upon editing this, I would like to apologize to you guys for the extreme lack of centering that's going on in this video. I film using my iPhone, and I find when I film using the back camera, I just get better quality than using the front camera. And basically what that means is that I don't know what I'm really filming when I do film. I try my hardest to like test angles and like use a mirror behind the camera so that I can kind of see what the screen looks like and like what my positioning is on the camera. Unfortunately, that doesn't always work. And this video was an example of that. So I'm so sorry that you guys have to watch me be so off-center the entire time. I promise to do better in the future. But yeah, I'm gonna go take this off. I'll take you guys to the bathroom with me because I'm not about to do this here. It'll be very messy and I just don't feel like vacuuming. So I wanted to show you guys like a close-up in natural lighting as well. And I'll do this again once I take it all off so you guys can see what it looks like initially. And then again, I'll show you guys tomorrow so you guys can see what it looks like when it's fully developed. But right now, this is what the dots will look like in the sunlight, and time to go to the bathroom, take it off, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Just like slowly with the pads of my fingers going and just like removing it from my face very gently so as to not like tug and pull at my skin too much. Okay, I think that's all of them. Okay, so zooming in, or kind of getting closer, this is what it looks like. So right now it's like pretty orange because that's just the nature of the henna. When you first take off henna, it's gonna look a little orange, and that's fine as it oxidizes and as time passes. I'm pretty sure it's oxidation, but let me not get too fancy. As time passes and like it starts to continue to develop, it will just like darken up and look a lot more brown. So it'll look less orange and less like fake, and it'll start to kind of just like blend in and look like a natural freckle color. I'll keep you guys updated on how long this does last. The last time I did it, it really only lasted a few days, but I'm hoping that the way that I did this now and doing it post exfoliating will help the look last longer. I'm going to show you the results tomorrow, once everything is said and done and everything kind of settles in. But yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you guys the results. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey friends, it's the next day, and I want to show you my freckles. I just want to show you guys what the freckles look like today now that they've had time to like develop and stuff. So here's a close-up. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way these turned out. I will say the freckles just clearly fade in this area, and I'm really not sure why. Maybe the henna just like is, I don't know, maybe my skin is too oily, or I don't know what the deal is, but basically yesterday I feel like it was a little bit more noticeable here, the dots, and now they're not as noticeable. I might just be making that up. Maybe I'm psyching myself out. Update on the results. Again, the freckles didn't last very long. This really only lasted about 3 days. I noticed the freckles fading after like the second day, and they faded pretty quickly, so that's just something to keep in mind. I'm really curious to know if it's just me and like my skin type, or if it's the henna that I used. I'm really not sure, but yeah, that's the update on whether or not it lasted longer this time. It didn't. I thought that they were gonna last for at least a week. I was expecting them to last for like 5 to 10 days, to be honest, but that's okay. A couple of days works just fine. If you are like really committed to the bit, you could probably just like reapply henna every like few days, and that would probably work just fine. This gal, I'm lazy, so I'm probably not going to be doing all of that, but this is so fun. I'm a really huge fan of the way that this turned out. I think the first time I did it didn't turn out as well. I think that the henna freckles were a little too uniform, but I really like the way that this looks. I think that this is like just like the perfect amount of freckles for me and my face. I think this looks believable. Like I could potentially actually have this amount of freckles on my face. Yeah, I really like it. I think also I might just be like, again, this is me getting in my own head, but I feel like this made my skin look more glowy. Like I feel like this made me look just like more radiant and like a little bit glowier, and like my skin look healthier. And I don't know if it's because it gives like the illusion that I've like gotten sun, which I haven't in like a month because fall. That pretty much wraps up the video. I am so happy that you guys watched this far. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Comment down below letting me know what you want to see next. And yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.